Tonight, the stage is set for controversy on the nation's favorite late-night show. In the glare of the studio lights, a beloved celebrity, Clint Eastwood, joins the charismatic but often controversial host, Adrian Cole. The evening takes a sharp turn when what was meant to be a night of laughs crosses a line with a single ill-considered remark. What happens when the laughter stops and a line is crossed? Tune in to witness the moment that could redefine Clint Eastwood's public image and Adrian Cole's career. Watch as a joke not only falls flat, but potentially sets off a chain reaction that ripples through the world of entertainment. Don't miss the episode that everyone will be talking about. Clint Eastwood, renowned for his decade-spanning career as both an actor and a director, has long been celebrated for his calm demeanor and unwavering commitment to artistic authenticity. His iconic presence in classic westerns, gritty cop dramas, and thoughtful directorial projects has cemented him as a living legend in Hollywood. Over the years, he has balanced fame and privacy, choosing to let his work speak for itself while occasionally stepping into the public eye to share tidbits of wisdom or reflect on his storied past. Many admire his knack for capturing the essence of American resilience, forging stories that resonate deeply with audiences across generations. On the night he arrives for Adrian Cole's late-night show, Clint seems at ease, flashing a faint, polite smile for the cameras as he steps onto the bustling set. Enthusiastic fans cheer from the audience, thrilled to see a figure they regard as an embodiment of old-school Hollywood charisma. Despite the cheerful energy, there is a certain gravitas that follows him, an air of dignity earned through years of dedication to his craft. He has come to discuss a new film and perhaps share a few anecdotes from his career, appearing genuinely interested in connecting with the viewers. Little does anyone realize, the warmth and respect that greet him now will soon collide with a tense moment that reshapes the entire evening, and perhaps even Clint Eastwood's famously measured public persona. Adrian Cole has carved out his own unique space in the late-night television landscape. Known for his sharp wit and irreverent sense of humor, he confidently strolls across the stage every evening, greeting his audience with a theatrical wave and an easy grin. For years, viewers have tuned in to watch him probe politicians, celebrities, and cultural figures with questions that often toe the line between playful and provocative. He built his reputation by mixing in edgy monologues, peppering them with political commentary that leans strongly toward progressive ideals. Some hailed his candor and comedic bravery, praising him for calling out what he sees as societal injustices or outdated beliefs. Others argue that he oversteps, venturing into territory that seems mean-spirited or intentionally inflammatory. His show is designed to keep people guessing. One moment, he's diving into a heated political rant, urging citizens to engage in activism. The next, he's laughing uproariously at a silly viral video, capturing the audience's delight in the mundane and absurd. Critics often clash on whether his controversial segments are pure performance or genuinely rooted in his personal convictions. Yet every night, audiences tune in to see what he'll do next. When it comes to celebrity interviews, Adrian is adept at switching gears. He can begin with playful banter, teasing a guest about an old role or a public misstep, then pivot to direct questions about divisive topics such as climate policy, social justice, or personal beliefs. The skillful blend of humor and interrogation keeps guests on their toes. Those who thrive in spontaneous conversation usually enjoy the challenge, while more guarded personalities sometimes struggle to keep pace. Despite his knack for building rapport, Adrian's readiness to push boundaries has earned him both devoted fans and outspoken detractors. He wears that tension almost like a badge of honor, convinced that controversy is an inevitable byproduct of any show that aims to remain current and compelling. On the evening Clint Eastwood is set to appear, Adrian feels confident. After all, he has tangled with major figures before. However, he may be about to learn that certain lines, once crossed, don't just spark conversation, they can ignite a media firestorm that no amount of quick-witted humor can easily extinguish. Most nights on Adrian Cole's show follow a predictable yet exhilarating pattern. The studio warms up well before the cameras roll, fueled by a dynamic warm-up act that gets the crowd laughing, cheering, and clapping on cue. The house band's music pulses through the air, adding to the anticipation. When Adrian strides onto the stage, the crowd roars, excited to see what surprise he has in store. He usually starts with a topical monologue, riffing on recent news headlines in a satirical manner that resonates with viewers who appreciate his progressive slant. In tonight's episode, the familiar rhythm is very much in motion. The audience eagerly awaits Clint Eastwood's arrival, buzzing with curiosity. Even in the bright, playful atmosphere, a hint of tension hovers. Sometimes when legendary stars appear, Adrian takes extra care to stay respectful, mindful of the fan base and the esteem such figures command. But there's also the chance he might use this platform to poke fun at the guest or test their patience with pointed remarks. This clash between the usual comedic chaos and the gravitas Clint Eastwood brings adds an extra spark to the night. As the cameras pan across the audience, smiles abound, and there's a palpable sense that something memorable is about to unfold. When Clint Eastwood takes his seat opposite Adrian Cole, the opening moments of conversation seem friendly enough. The two exchange pleasantries about Clint's recent directorial project, discussing behind-the-scenes anecdotes and the challenges of capturing authentic performances on screen. Adrian leans forward, maintaining eye contact while sprinkling in a few lighthearted jokes about Hollywood's shifting culture. The jokes prompt polite laughter from the audience, but some onlookers notice that Clint remains reserved, offering a measured grin rather than a hearty chuckle. After a few minutes, Adrian starts guiding the conversation toward more contentious topics. He references statements Clint has made in the past regarding personal responsibility and what Clint once referred to as a culture of oversensitivity. Adrian frames these remarks in a way that highlights generational differences in perspective, questioning whether Clint's views might clash with newer societal norms. This probing angle draws audible gasps from pockets of the audience. While Clint remains unfazed, calmly explaining his standpoint, some detect a flicker of tension in the studio air. The host continues, delving further into political matters, teasing out potential disagreements. Adrian mentions Clint's well-known independent streak, praising him for speaking his mind, but also hinting that certain stances might be seen as too conservative for modern Hollywood circles. The question sparks a bit of a ripple in the crowd, prompting people to shift in their seats. Clint, calm as ever, methodically clarifies his approach to public discourse, emphasizing that his words are often misinterpreted for sensational headlines. In the background, the crew senses the energy shifting. Adrian's comedic style normally rides this edge, weaving laughter into potentially uncomfortable themes. Tonight, however, the comedic tension is replaced by a silent standoff, an intangible pulse that everyone in the studio feels. It's that electric hush that precedes a sudden burst. Nobody can be certain how or when the comedic spark might ignite a fire. Little does the audience know, the most controversial moment of the night is just around the corner, and it will leave the entire set reeling from its impact. Before diving into the next segment, we'd like to take a brief moment to thank everyone who has been supporting our channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every single click helps us grow this community. If you enjoy these deep dives and behind-the-scenes looks at the entertainment world, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment below. We read all your feedback, and your insights help shape our future content. Now let's get back to the show and see what unfolds as Clint Eastwood and Adrian Cole continue their conversation. The tension in the studio escalates when Adrian decides to poke fun at Clint's stance on accountability and what some perceive as old-fashioned ideals. In his signature style, Adrian introduces a quip laden with sarcasm, suggesting that Clint's approach belongs in a different era, one where horse-drawn carriages were more common than open-minded discussions. The immediate reaction is a muted chorus of awkward laughter, quickly followed by the sound of a few audience members gasping in surprise. Clint's eyes narrow slightly, and for a moment, the studio seems frozen in time. Adrian, sensing a dip in the energy, attempts to salvage the moment by layering in another joke. This time, he makes a more pointed remark that insinuates Clint's values are not just outdated, but also dangerously out of sync with what Adrian labels the progressive future of Hollywood. The host smirks, expecting a round of laughter or applause. Instead, the audience appears divided. Some chuckle uncomfortably, others shift in their seats, clearly uncertain about how to respond. In that split second, Clint's usually composed expression tightens. He meets Adrian's gaze directly, and a hush falls over the set. An unspoken line feels crossed, striking Clint not just as a casual jab, but as a deeply personal affront. The cameras capture the micro-expressions on both men's faces. Adrian, half smiling yet somewhat unnerved by the crowd's hesitance, and Clint, looking resolute as though he's deciding how to respond. The weight of the moment settles over everyone in the studio. Even those who might have initially cheered for Adrian's edgy humor now sense this isn't just a normal comedic riff. Something has shifted, and the audience collectively holds its breath. What started as a playful critique of generational values has turned into an obvious insult, leaving both the star and the show's host locked in a charged silence. It's the calm before the storm, and the next few minutes will define the legacy of this particular broadcast in a way no one, on stage or off, will soon forget. Backstage, the production team scrambles to figure out how to handle the unsettling atmosphere that's fallen over the show. Producers talk in hushed tones, eyes darting between monitors, unsure if they should cut to a commercial break or let the conversation continue in real time. Some crew members worry that allowing the tension to linger might harm the show's reputation, while others argue that audiences tune in for such raw, unpredictable moments. In the audience, a ripple of murmuring conversation spreads. Those seated close to the stage crane their necks, hoping to read Clint's body language more precisely. A few fans pull out their phones, instantly posting on social media about what they just witnessed. Online commentators, watching the live broadcast, begin tweeting furious remarks. Some defend Adrian's comedic style as bold and refreshingly uncensored, while others criticize him for being disrespectful toward a Hollywood icon. Already, the internet is filling with fiery debates that pit modern cultural norms against traditional values. Meanwhile, Clint Eastwood's representatives congregate near the backstage exit, whispering among themselves about how to respond. Clint's face, usually so calm and collected, reveals a flash of anger that viewers rarely see. Despite the tension, he nods politely to the makeup artist who rushes over to check if he needs anything. He offers no words of dismissal or overt signs of distress, but the set design staff notices how tightly he holds his posture. Adrian, in front of the cameras, attempts to continue the show. Though the usual banter feels forced, he still cracks a joke or two, hoping to recapture the laughter he's accustomed to. But every word lands with a palpable weight. The crowd's mixed reaction only adds to the awkwardness. Some clap half-heartedly, likely out of loyalty to the show, while others remain silent, processing the tension. In that charged environment, the seeds of a larger crisis are sown. What was once a regular evening of late-night entertainment has officially become a spectacle that no one will soon forget. The fallout from Adrian Cole's remark is swift and intense. By the following morning, clips of the incident flood social media timelines, with hashtags trending across multiple platforms. Popular entertainment blogs publish reaction pieces with sensational titles, each offering a distinct angle. One headline reads, "Late Night Host Disrespects Hollywood Legend," while another counters, "Clint Eastwood's Outdated Views Challenged on Live TV." Talk radio programs invite callers to voice their opinions, and they receive a deluge of passionate responses ranging from steadfast defense of Clint's legacy to ardent support for Adrian's no-holds-barred comedic approach. News outlets with more conservative leanings emphasize Clint Eastwood's storied contributions to film, labeling Adrian's jokes as disrespectful to an elder statesman of Hollywood. In contrast, more liberal stations underscore the comedic nature of late-night TV, arguing that celebrities in the public eye should expect tough questions and teasing. The culture war narrative intensifies, as both sides see this confrontation as emblematic of deeper societal divides over what constitutes respectful discourse versus progressive critique. Adrian Cole's own social media accounts are inundated with comments. Some loyal fans applaud him for exposing outdated ideologies, praising him as a champion of free speech. Others accuse him of going too far, crossing a line that should never have been breached with a guest of Clint's stature. In the meantime, rumors swirl that Clint's legal team is already preparing a response. Whispers of potential lawsuits begin circulating, fueled by insider reports that Clint was deeply hurt and insulted on a personal level. Major morning talk shows invite pundits to analyze the comedic boundaries. Is everything fair game for a laugh, or do certain figures or beliefs deserve careful handling? As the debates rage, the initial moment grows bigger than a single joke, transforming into a cultural flashpoint that stirs up everything from Hollywood's power dynamics to broader questions about generational respect. Public curiosity intensifies, and even those who missed the show initially are now hunting for the clip, wanting to see for themselves how a single remark could cause such a whirlwind of controversy. Clint Eastwood remains uncharacteristically silent in the immediate wake of the controversy, opting to let the media storm swirl without his input. However, behind closed doors, his team is hard at work. They assemble public relations experts and legal advisors to evaluate their options, grappling with how best to address the growing torrent of opinion. In private meetings, Clint listens attentively to each perspective. Some advisors encourage him to respond quickly with a statement condemning Adrian's words, but also urging mutual respect. Others advocate for a more measured approach, suggesting that the public mood might shift if they simply wait for another scandal to distract attention. Yet Clint, recalling his own moral code, believes in standing up for oneself when a clear line of decency is crossed. When Clint does choose to speak, he releases a short, carefully worded statement through his publicist. In it, he acknowledges the complexities of modern media but underlines that a joke ceases to be harmless when it crosses into personal ridicule. He notes that while political satire has a storied history in entertainment, there is a difference between playful parody and a disrespect that borders on defamation. The statement neither lashes out at Adrian directly nor offers a sweeping condemnation of modern comedy. Instead, it points to a deeper conversation about how cultural commentary can maintain sharpness without losing respect. Privately, Clint wrestles with a mix of emotions. He has weathered countless controversies throughout his long career, but few have felt as personal as this one. Late-night shows are supposed to be an entertaining forum, a place where celebrities and hosts can exchange witty banter and promote their work without fear of deeply personal attacks. This experience has unsettled him, prompting questions about whether certain sectors of the media landscape have shifted to the point of relentless provocation. He recognizes that this is no longer just about one remark on live TV. It has become a reflection of broader social tensions. Even so, he's determined not to let the incident dictate how he moves forward. While he respects free speech, he also believes in accountability, and now he must decide just how far he's willing to go to ensure that respect endures. As rumors of a lawsuit gain traction, legal experts begin dissecting the situation in public forums. Some attorneys weigh in, discussing whether Adrian Cole's remarks could be classified as defamation, or if they simply represent an exercise of free speech within the comedic realm. The debate spills onto cable news panels, with legal analysts poring over the possible precedents. They reference past incidents where comedians faced legal challenges for jokes deemed harmful, highlighting the fine line between satire and slander. A few experts suggest that Clint Eastwood's status as a public figure raises the bar for any defamation claim, meaning he would need to demonstrate actual malice or reckless disregard for the truth behind Adrian's statement. Ethicists and media scholars also chime in, questioning whether it's right to push comedic boundaries to the point of personal insult. They argue that while satire can serve as a powerful tool to challenge societal norms, it loses its moral footing when used primarily to demean. Others maintain that censorship, even in subtle forms, sets a dangerous precedent. They caution that controlling comedic content too strictly might stifle the creative freedom essential to the art of stand-up and talk shows. Meanwhile, fans from both sides of the spectrum join online discussions. Supporters of Clint frame this as a moral and ethical issue, stating that age-old virtues like respect and dignity should not be sacrificed for ratings. Supporters of Adrian remain adamant that late-night hosts must be free to joke about all aspects of a public figure's persona, even if certain quips hit sensitive nerves. This complex debate raises questions about the responsibility media personalities hold when addressing guests with differing viewpoints. At the center of it all is the tension between modern comedic license and the respect commanded by a cultural icon. As the legal discussions intensify, it's clear that this controversy isn't a simple matter of telling a bad joke. It's a reflection of broader social divisions, played out on one of the most visible stages in entertainment. The real question becomes whether the courts, should a lawsuit move forward, will address purely legal questions or also engage with the ethical dimensions of public discourse. In the weeks that follow, negotiations between Clint Eastwood's legal team and the network's attorneys unfold behind closed doors. Initially, there's speculation that Clint might file a defamation suit, asserting that Adrian Cole's comments were not only insulting but damaging to his reputation. However, the network's representatives propose a settlement of sorts, hoping to avoid a lengthy public battle in court. They offer to issue a formal apology on the show's platform, along with a statement acknowledging Clint's contributions to the film industry. After careful consideration, Clint agrees to an arrangement that involves Adrian addressing the incident directly in a special segment. On the appointed night, viewers tune in to find a somber Adrian Cole. He speaks for a few minutes about the importance of respecting all guests, especially those who have shaped the entertainment landscape in profound ways. Though he stops short of completely relinquishing his comedic prerogative, he concedes that his remarks that night were unduly personal. The apology is broadcast widely, generating mixed reactions. Some viewers appreciate the gesture, while others see it as a forced capitulation. Behind the scenes, Clint's team also requests that the show implement new guidelines to ensure a more respectful environment for future guests. This move sparks further debate about whether comedic freedom is being curtailed or simply given guardrails. Ultimately, the network decides to put Adrian's show on hiatus, citing a need to reevaluate its format and direction. The official statement mentions a desire to maintain a balance between comedic critique and respectful dialogue. In a surprising turn, advertisers and sponsors begin pulling support, worried about negative publicity and potential backlash. Without sufficient funding, the show faces cancellation sooner than expected. Though the network attempts to rebrand or pivot the program, public interest wanes. As the dust settles, the final outcome is that the show is indeed canceled. A once popular fixture of late-night television laid to rest under the weight of one contentious moment. It's a cautionary tale of how a single misstep, amplified by a media landscape hungry for controversy, can topple even the most established pillars of entertainment. In the end, the entire incident serves as a powerful reminder of the fragile balance between open dialogue and personal respect. Clint Eastwood's reaction, the legal wranglings, and the eventual cancellation of Adrian Cole's show all highlight the consequences that can follow a single moment of poor judgment on live television. We hope this story underscores the importance of accountability, empathy, and the art of maintaining boundaries while still engaging in honest conversation. If you found value in this narrative and want to support more thought-provoking content, please consider subscribing. Our goal remains reaching 1,000 subscribers, and every single one counts. Remember, your feedback helps us refine our approach, ensuring that future stories stay both entertaining and respectful. Thank you for being part of this journey, and we look forward to bringing you more insightful material soon.